Good morning, good morning. Look at this. 1 degree. It is a brisk yet beautiful morning here in Park City, Utah. For those of you that don't know, my name is David Windsor. I'm a general contractor here in Park City, Utah, where it's currently 1 degree. I'm on my way to work and it is freezing cold. If you haven't by now, please like, subscribe, and share this YouTube channel with your friends. As always, you can go over to davidwindsor.com to get your free downloadable templates. I just ask in exchange that you like and subscribe this with your friends. So that's all I got today. Is cold as shit. But that being said, I want to talk about coordination meetings with your subcontractors. I read a book a while ago, a long time ago, over 10 years ago, by Blake Mycoskie, and he's the individual that founded Tom's Shoes. And their business model was you buy a pair, you give a pair. So for every 1 pair you buy, you give a pair is donated to a child in need somewhere around the world. And so they became a massive company, and probably 5 years ago he sold it for, I don't know, a few $100 million. But he wrote a book, and in his book he talked about how he had an individual who screwed up a big transaction. It was about a $5,000 transaction that this individual screwed up. And the whole lesson in the book was he could either fire this individual for the negligence and stupid mistake they made, or he could train them, talk to them in a way and let them know, how their mistake impacted the company, and then keep them on board, because the odds are that that individual will not make that same mistake again twice. So But if he fires that individual, he may bring on a new individual, and 6 months, a year into their work, they make the same exact mistake or something even bigger. So his philosophy was, if it was an honest mistake and someone made it, teach them, train them, help them understand, and they're not going to make the same mistake twice. And so that's my biggest belief as far as myself goes. Is I'm going to make a lot of mistakes, but I'm never going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to learn from that mistake. So if you have that kind of mentality and that philosophy, then you're going to create better relationships, not only with yourself, but with your staff and the people that are, you subcontract out in the field. So that being said, we have a trade partner that we do a lot of houses with. We've done about, 6 or 7 houses with this trade partner. But their guys just keep screwing up big time. They're missing like heights of, penetrations, and their rough ends are just wrong, and little things. They're just at the finish stage. They're not finishing it correctly, and therefore we're having some damage in the house. They're just drilling holes through cabinets and doing shit and then not picking up and not communicating, and it's just kind of becoming a pain in our ass. And so we had a team discussion. We're like, we don't want to work with them anymore. We want to be done with these guys. And coincidentally, the owner called me the same day and said, hey, I want to get together with you and work through some of these issues we're having. And I agree with that. I think that if we sit down with the owner of this company and say, hey, you got to be on site with your guys and your team, and you got to take the time. If you want our business, if you want to work with us, if you want to continue this relationship, we know how each other works, so let's get better at it together. We've already been through this dance for 5, 6, 7 houses, so let's get better at the dance. Let's fine tune it. So let's meet on site. Let's have site coordination meetings with your subcontractors, where you go through, you walk through the entire house with the cabinet plans. You get the owner involved, because the employees don't always give a shit. They just don't. They're there to get paid. And so if you sit down with the owner and say, hey, I want to go through this, we mark it on the wall. Maybe they teach you certain things that they do, but you coordinate with them and say, hey, how would you like us to do this? This is what the cabinets look like. Oh, it'd be a lot better if instead of this cabinet opening, it became a drawer, or vice versa, or something. You communicate that with these individuals. You say, hey, how can we help you get better? How can we help you throughout this process? And if there's something we can change along the way, i.e. like the way a door swings on a cabinet, or the placement of a drawer, or anything of that matter, if we can help them along the way throughout this coordination meeting, it's going to help us in turn at the end. So we mark all these things on the walls. We go through this together with the expert. Every person is an expert in their particular field. So the HVAC guy is an expert in HVAC. The plumber is an expert in plumbing. The electrical is an expert in electrical. So lean on those experts, the people that you're paying to come do your job. Lean on those individuals and say, hey, how can we help you do your job better? What's easiest for you? You run wire throughout houses all day long. You run piping throughout houses all day long. You run ductwork throughout houses all day long. That's all you do. What are other contractors doing? And what would you wish other contractors would do that would make your life a lot easier? In turn, would probably make our lives a lot easier. So you sit down, you have those coordination meetings. So we're going to sit down with this particular subcontractor for the next house at the foundation level. And so we're going to spray paint out all the lines. We're going to give them all their stub ups. And then when it comes to the rough-in phase, we're going to go through with this individual again, and we're going to walk through and mark everything on the walls. We're going to make sure everything's at the right height, and we're going to coordinate that with their team. And then when they come, and at that stage, if another mistake is made, well, then that warrants you being able to fire them. Sorry, I just spit everywhere. If another mistake is made, that warrants you being able to fire them. And the reason that is because you've given them the chance to learn and alleviate their mistakes. And if they keep making those mistakes, then maybe they're just not the right person for you. Maybe they're not set up or well equipped or care enough to work with you. So you give them the opportunity by putting everyone on the same page and coordinating the whole process of this construction journey throughout A to Z in this house. And if there's still mistakes made, well, then that warrants another conversation for maybe this isn't the right subcontractor for you. But that's a great way to alleviate the mistakes, to work together as a team. Don't just have these guys show up and say, here's the plans, go get them. And then when there's a mistake, get mad at them. You got to be communicating as well with them what you need from them. So a coordination meeting with every subcontractor is important. When I worked in the commercial world, before you even came onto the job site, the project managers for each scope of work, whether it was a painter, a carpet layer, or the plumber, or the concrete crew, they just sit in the office, the job trailer with our team, our superintendent, our project manager, and we went through the protocol of the entire project, their scope of work, their budget, everything. And that should be translated to the residential world. Sometimes we're too busy to do that, but to meet on site with that individual, I mean, that's a 30-minute to an hour-long meeting of coordination, and that saves you tens of hours of headache of redoing work, making phone calls, getting people there, patch and drywall, all that kind of shit adds up, and it's hard to quantify. But the reality is, if you take the extra 30 minutes to an hour, once at the beginning of the project, it's going to save you tens of hours in the beginning, which also turns into money, saves you money. So that's all I got today. Once again, I can't explain how appreciative I am for anyone out there watching these videos. Right now this channel is not very big, and the few people that are commenting and liking and sharing this and even just watching it, I really appreciate it. I really do. I'm out here, we're just doing our job, and I'm just kind of relaying the things that we're doing within our company and the things that I learned in a multi-billion-dollar company as well. And I'm still learning in this process, and I'm just here to document it and hopefully learn from you guys, and hopefully in turn give you guys a piece of information that can help you in your construction journey as well. So once again, my name is David Windsor. You can go over to davidwindsor.com, get your free downloadable templates. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. Once again, super appreciative. Thank you guys so much. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.